What's up, guys? So I know that I'm a couple days late talking about Diamond filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and sometimes when I'm a couple days late with comic book news, I don't bother making a video because I figure you guys have already heard it all by now. You don't need me to rehash it. However, there is so much misinformation out there right now that I feel like I need to make a video about this just to set the record straight. There's a lot of misinformation out there from folks on social media who mean well, who don't mean this maliciously at all, who aren't trying to lie to you, but maybe they just don't understand how it all works. And there's also a lot of misinformation from chuds on Twitter and YouTube who are hailing this as the end of the comic book industry because they want clickbait, they want outrage views, and they want the comic industry to be dead for some reason. But I am here to tell you that no, this is not the death of the comic book industry, not even close. So Diamond has not been the primary distributor for most publishers for several years. Back in 2020, DC left Diamond and went to Lunar, and Lunar is the primary and only distributor for DC Comics, meaning that if shops want to order DC Comics, they have to go through Lunar. Diamond has nothing to do with anything involving DC. In 2021, Marvel left Diamond and went to Penguin Random House, and that is Marvel's primary distributor now. Now, the only difference between that and what DC is doing with Lunar is that shops can still order Marvel books from Diamond if they want to, but when that happens, Diamond just turns around and orders them from Penguin and then sends them to the shops. So it's like there's an extra middleman there. And it wasn't long after that before other publishers started to leave. I want to say it was mostly all in 2023. Image went to Lunar, Vault went to Lunar, Mad Cave, Oni, they all went to Lunar. You have Dark Horse, IDW, they are over at Penguin now, leaving Diamond with not very many publishers left. They still have Boom Studios, although that is set to expire this year, and Boom is going to go to Penguin, who bought Boom back in 2024. Diamond still is exclusive with Dynamite. Diamond still is exclusive with Distillery, who just signed a contract with Diamond in the second half of last year, so we'll have to see how that all works out. Diamond still has Massive Publishing, Keen Spot, and a few other smaller publishers, but the majority of the larger publishers have been away from Diamond. They left Diamond several years ago. Now, that's not to say that there won't still be some hiccups for some shops and some smaller publishers. The shops who are ordering from Diamond are now just going to have to go to Lunar and Penguin. The smaller publishers who are exclusive with Diamond, I guess they'll have to have a conversation with Lunar or Penguin to talk about distributing their books. But the point that I'm trying to make is that Diamond has not been the sole exclusive distributor of comics for years. There are two other major distributors that shops can order most of their books from. And to be honest, I'm not really sure why any shop would still order books from Diamond when they don't have to, when they could go to one of the other two publishers. I have heard that maybe Penguin and or Lunar don't want to work with shops that are really small. I'm not sure if that's 100% true. But if that is true, I can't imagine that Penguin and Lunar wouldn't open their doors to the smaller shops if Diamond is going to go away. So long story short, no, this is not even close to the collapse of the comic book industry because, again, Diamond has not been the main distributor of most comics for several years now. The comic industry actually did almost collapse back in 1997 because of distribution woes, and I will make a separate video about that because it's very interesting. But what happened in 1997 was way worse, and it got way closer to collapsing the industry than this right here. So if the comic industry can weather what happened back then, they'll definitely be fine with this. So sorry for the long video. I just really wanted to put some accurate information out there about this because, like I said, there's so much misinformation out there about this. If you hear anybody, whether it's malicious or not, but if you hear anybody talking about how this is the death, the collapse of the comic book industry, trust me when I say that is 100% false. There will be some hiccups and some things for some smaller shops and some smaller publishers to work through, but the industry as a whole will be just fine.